Hi, so today I want to talk to you about 8 books that I think you should read when you start your home-based business. So come and join me on my PC screen and I'll talk you through them. I've been asked many times what books should I read that will help me move forward with my business. Over the years, I've read many books around business, strategy, marketing, self-improvement, positive mental attitude, and finance. And what I've experienced is that by reading and learning from these books and putting into practice the valuable content, it's like having each of the authors as your own personal mentor. You learn to think alike, just like they do, and understand why they are successful and leaders in their areas of expertise. So in today's video, I've decided to share with you 8 books you should read when starting your own home-based business. So without further delay and in no particular order, here's my recommended 8 books to read when you're starting your own home-based business. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. First published in 1937, it took Napoleon Hill 20 years to research and compile the book. This came about because one of America's richest tycoons of the time, the steel tycoon Andrew Carnegie, gave Hill the assignment of organizing a philosophy of personal achievement. Hill interviewed over 500 of America's most wealthy and successful people, including Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Alexander Graham Bell, John Rockefeller, and Charles Schwab. The aim of the research was to find the common threads, beliefs, and strategies that made them wealthy and successful. Think and Grow Rich contains the 13 steps to success and the 17 principles of success that Napoleon Hill was able to identify. So why is this book on my list? This book's helped me to discover my own definite purpose. It's helped me to build and maintain a positive mental attitude, and it has helped me to recognize and use the power of my subconscious mind, and it's taught me how to face and manage adversity. There are many versions available today, and it's possible to obtain an earlier version that is out of copyright. I wouldn't, however, recommend that you do that. I recommend that you purchase a more up-to-date version, as this will be much more easier for you to read than the original. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This book is one of the most famous and best-selling books about how the rich think and how, by understanding and putting into action the principles laid out, it's possible for anyone to succeed in business and personal wealth. This is not a traditional thinking that you would find in most MBAs. This book is not only a culmination of years of experience, knowledge and wisdom, but also of taking what has been learnt and putting it into practice. By reading this book and understanding how to apply Robert Kiyosaki's many strategies, you'll be able to build a secure financial future that will be in place for generations to come. I often go back to this book and reread sections to remind myself of the many tips and strategies to employ as you grow your business. This book helped me to rethink my own beliefs and understandings of finance and business. I discovered I had liabilities that for years both myself and even to this day the banks refer to as assets. This book helped me to reset my mind and to provide an insight into how successful people retain their wealth, not just create it. The most valuable lesson I learned was that you have to make money work for you, and not you work for money. Read the book to find out more. I've actually given this book as a gift to friends and acquaintances in the expectation that they will read it and learn from it. Robert Kiyosaki has written many other books. I would recommend you start with Rich Dad, Poor Dad. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Like Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, was also written around the same time in the mid-1930s. This book was initially written as a business book, as it focuses on how to improve relationships in business dealings, and demonstrated methods on how to improve relationships with nearly anyone you came into contact with. The book centers on improving relationships through empathy and respect, and is set out into 4 sections. Techniques to handle people, how to get people to like you, how to get people to agree with you, and how to be a leader, each with a number of principles and recommendations to follow. Although this book was written almost a century ago, its content is still very relevant today. Some of the lessons I've got from the book: I've learned that praise with sincerity helps people feel valued, always to look for the good in other people, listen more than you talk, and make sure that you are an active listener. Number 4, The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. This book came to me in a very unusual way. I was on holiday with my family in the south of Spain in 2009, a year after the book was first published. I was walking along near a public park, and my then 5-year-old son wanted to play on the swings. As he played, I was leaning against the park railings. I glanced at the bars next to me, and attached to one of them was a simple white piece of paper with the words www.thesecret.com. I was, for no obvious reason then, drawn to a feeling that I should check out the site, which I did. At that time, the link took you to a page that was promoting a DVD of the same name. That website has since been replaced with www.thesecret.tv. I watched the DVD through and was simply very surprised by its subject matter and how there were so many people's lives had been changed as a result of the discovery of the secret. For those not familiar with the subject matter, and after watching the DVD, I bought a copy of the book. The Secret explores one of the fundamental laws of the universe, that of the law of attraction. Now, before you completely dismiss this as some just mumbo-jumbo, I implore you to take at least a read and through it, and together with the other books on this list, you will see many examples of where using the law of attraction and visualization have manifested themselves in positive ways. The takeaways I got from this book are: not being a religious person, I do have a spiritual belief, and for me this is the nearest explanation of how we fit into the universe and how we can influence our outcomes. I'm a living proof of one of the teachings in the book: what you think about, you bring about. I learned that there is no such thing as coincidence. If you focus on anything, it can manifest itself in your world, and you must accompany those thoughts with actions. The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. I really like this book. T. Harv Eker is a very gifted man and a great writer-speaker. He has written many books and presented many positive mental attitude courses. This book highlights all the pitfalls in a way of thinking that are preventing us from becoming wealthy. The book does its best to destroy the myth of stereotypes in our society in the areas of prosperity, rich people, etc., as if it is something you should be ashamed of. He points out that even if you truly want to become financially free, the people you associate with and your deepest thoughts and fears make it almost impossible to break free, unless you can change those thoughts and feelings. T. Harv Eker uses real-life examples, even recalling his own early life when he was financially broke and failed man for many years, until he realized where all his misfortune was coming from. In Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, I'm sure, just like me, you will recognize yourself and some of your old thoughts many times. As with almost any path to success or failure, T. Harv Eker demonstrates that almost everything, whether that's success or failure, starts from within your own thoughts. We cultivate in our own minds. I recommend this book to anyone who's interested in breaking free from negative patterns of thinking and who's looking to grow both in their personal and their financial life. Things that I learned from this book was the importance of having some clear goals, taking action towards success, and how problems and hurdles are always there on the path to success. The next book on my list of 8 is Awaken the Giant Within by Anthony Robbins. I had dinner a short time ago with a small group of friends. I was amazed to learn that almost half of them had never even heard of Anthony Robbins, or even PMA, or what they could learn from a man such as him. His recent Netflix documentary, I Am Not Your Guru, rekindled my interest in this book, and I just had to reread it. As I so often do with my top 8 books, it's a self-help book. I recommend you read it through and take action on those areas that you are inspired to do so. I also urge you to dip in and out of the book throughout your life's path, because at other times you will learn and relearn information that you will either have missed or forgotten on earlier readings. I also find this book inspiring, as I do Tony Robbins. If you don't read any other book on my list of 8, I recommend that you read this. What I got from Awaken the Giant Within was a stronger level of self-belief, making and keeping better habits, and also being able to manage my emotions. The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz. The Magic of Thinking Big was one of the early books I read around PMA and changing your life. This book is crammed with straightforward practical examples and methods that will help you to take stock of your life, visualize the life you really want, and help you to put steps into place that will drive you forward. This book helped me to change my life's direction by realizing there are other paths and perspectives on how the world is and should be. This book helped me to gain the confidence to do what I needed to do, and most of all to realize it was what I wanted to do. How the Magic of Thinking Big helped me. It gave me self-belief. It gave me the realization that I can be whatever I want to be. It also told me to start everything one step at a time, and always to move forward, however little, each and every day. Finally, the last but not by no means least, the book on my top 8 books you should read when starting your own business is by Andrew Reynolds, and it's called Copy This Idea. Now, I have to make a confession here. Not only is this a great book, I also know the author. I've spent many hours in his company, and he has always been very open and honest with how he has become a multimillionaire. I'm not going to pretend that the book contains the elusive silver bullet to financial freedom. But what this book will do is help you to realize that anyone with the grain of inclination to being an entrepreneur and the tenacity to start and keep on going can become wealthy. The book's part autobiographical and part promotional. I bought this book and it helped me to progress to the next level in my own personal businesses. I strongly suggest you read this book and look at the ways in which Andrew has built his wealth. Not all the methods and strategies are detailed, but you can, with some investment in time and money, learn so much more. Andrew went from making millions through old school techniques to now multiplying his income at unbelievable speed thanks to the internet. The simple method is read, copy and apply. That's what I did, and it has made a big difference to my life. So Copy This Idea has helped me to demystify how business and success is really achieved. It shows me how anyone can become financially free, explains why people work for themselves and how they do it, and realize the business strategy is simple. Learn, modify, improve, sell. I know other coaches and entrepreneurs will have their own list. Some of these books will be on their list too. Take this list of 8 books as your first steps to investing in your own reading library. Take what you want from each book and apply the teachings that you most relate to. Then drop the authors you don't have a connection with and seek out more material of those that you do. I've no doubt that this approach will help you change your life and support you in taking positive action towards your goals. So there you are. My top 8 books you should read when starting your own home-based business. So be sure to click on the links below to go direct to the sites to order your books.